TV taught me how to dream.
You played the forward position at Duke. Did that help you or put you behind heading into the NBA?
It helped me out a lot because I think that's kind of where I came in at, with the Celtics. At first I didn't know if it was gonna work when I got to Duke. When they put me at the four, but they looked fast forward to when I get to the Celtics, I was at the four, Gordon was at the three, JB was at the two, and Kyle was at the one. So I kind of been in that same position, since I've been in the league. And I mean, that's kind of where basketball is at now. You got probably one big man and then 3 or 4 guys that's all around the same height that's interchangeable.
1 year in college, you declared for the NBA draft. Was that an easy decision? I know you said your coach was like, nah, you got to go and get this money. Was that an easy decision for you, or was it highly influenced by coach?
It was tough. It was an easy decision because it's like, man, ever since I was 3, I was like, I wanted to play in the NBA. But then it was like, once I got that opportunity, I actually thought about it for a second, like, man, part of me want to come back to Duke and try to win a national championship because I really enjoyed my time at Duke that much and the relationship I built with my teammates and that's real. So, but then then it's like, nah, I made the best decision for me and my family, and at the time I knew that I was about to I was expecting a son, so that was the best decision for myself and my family.
2017, the draft comes. Danny Ainge is playing some mind games, trades picks, able to get you in the 3rd spot. This is where Markelle went 1st, Zoe went 2nd, you went 3rd. I think Donovan Mitchell went 13. What in particular do you remember about draft day and that rookie experience?
Yeah, he definitely played some mind games for sure. Because it was like 5 days before the draft. Because I remember Boston had the #1 pick, and everybody, it was kind of like known, like the media was saying, like Markelle was going #1, and Lonzo was in LA, so everybody knew Lonzo was going to the Lakers. I didn't even work out for the Lakers because I just knew, me and my agent was like, it's gonna be a waste of time. Like everybody know Lonzo going #2. So at the time, Philly was 3 and Phoenix Suns was 4. So Philly, Phoenix, and Boston, they came. I was in LA working out, so they came to watch me work out. And I remember, I sat down and talked to them. And after I met with them all, I remember I was like, I think I'm going to Philly. Like, they had the 3rd pick. I had a good workout, and I talked to Brett Brown, and everything was cool. So I thought I was going to Philly. But then I remember I went to Phoenix. This was a week before the draft. I went to Phoenix just to meet with Earl Watson and talk to the GM and see the facility. I didn't work out. I just wanted to go meet with everybody. And
shout out my dog, Earl.
Yeah, shout out to Earl. Earl is my guy. Like, I remember I went to dinner with him the next day. I remember he picked me up. He had a white G-Wagon. He drove me around and showed me like all the houses where the players live at. I'm like, damn.
Hey, it's dope out there, ain't it? Phoenix is beautiful. Earl was my Earl's my point guard at UCLA.
Yeah, I remember I called my family, my mom, I'm like, yo, I think I want to go to Phoenix. Like, Earl Watson, he was like, yo, you come to Phoenix, you and D Book. Like, he was like, 2 light-skinned killers. I'm gonna let y'all rock out. I'm like,
hell yeah.
I'm sitting in the car. I'm like, man, this sounds good. Like, yeah, like, I think I want to come here. So I remember I get back to my hotel. I'm about to fly back home for like 2 days ago before I go to New York. And I'm sitting, and my agent called me. He like, Danny Ainge called and said they're gonna trade their pick. They're gonna go to 3, and they want you to come to Boston and the next day to work out. I'm like, nah, I don't want to go to Boston. Like, I like it out here in Phoenix. Like, it's cool. The weather nice. I get a big house. I get a pool. My mom gonna be all right. He's like, Brad Stevens, a great young coach, and they got a great history. I'm like, I'm not trying to hear that. Like, I want to go to Phoenix. So then my agent was like, just think about it. And then so we hang up. I'm like, I'm not going to this workout. Like, I'm cool. So then Coach K called me. Coach K called me right after my agent did. He's like, Jayson, the Celtics called. They want you to come work out. You know, I think Brad Stevens is a great coach, and you know, it's a great place to be. You'll learn a lot. So I'm like, all right. So I go. So I remember I flew to St. Louis that night. The next day, I flew to Boston for another workout in Boston. So this was like 3 days before the draft. I took the train from Boston to the draft because I had a sinus infection. So like the air pressure like made me sick. So I took the train to the draft. And when I didn't know where I was going. Like I figured it may be Boston or Phoenix. And you know, when I finally heard my name called, it was by far the best day of my life because it's what I've been working for 16 years. But it was a part of me that didn't really want to go to Boston because they just was the #1 team in the East. They had Isaiah Thomas, Al Horford, Smart, JB, Jay Crowder. I was like, I mean, I'm not gonna play. Like I'm trying to get buckets. But I mean, everything worked out. So it was the best decisions. So it worked out.
Yeah. You thought long and hard about being that second light-skinned killer out there in Scottsdale, huh?
That would have been
sure.
crazy, him and Booker.
Could you imagine him and Book? Ooh, wee. That would have been nasty. Man. Your rookie debut, you play against LeBron, come out and drop a double-double. Tell me what that was like.
Man, I ain't getting no sleep the night before the game because it was Kyrie's first game coming back to Cleveland. You know, we got a new team and, you know, it's all this hype. So, I mean, I don't think I'm nervous. Like, we going through warm-ups. We run on the court. The Cavs still ain't running on the court yet. So I'm like, all right, I'm good. So I'm laying the ball up, playing cool. And then I remember the Cavs running on the floor, and then LeBron was the last person in warm-ups. And when he ran on the court, he ran past me. I said, damn. I just started getting nervous. Like, I started shaking. The first shot I ever took in the game, I set a screen for Kai. I slipped it. Kai threw me a float pass, and I thought I was wide open. So I'm like, I'm finna get my first bucket. Like, I'm gonna calm down. Man, I tried to lay it up. He came, I don't know where Brian came. He came sent that to the 5th row. I didn't score to the second half. I didn't get my first bucket to the second half.
Was that your welcome to the NBA moment?
That was for sure my welcome to the NBA moment. My first shot, Brian came out of nowhere.